Hello, good morning.
Merhaba.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, super. Yeah, clear.
Uh, they are waiting. We are taking them inside now.
Okay, I'll go for a charger for my computer. 1 minute.
Okay.
Merhaba Evren Bey.
Merhaba, nasılsınız?
Teşekkür
Geliyorum.
ederim. Siz nasılsınız? Tamamdır.
Selamlar.
Merhaba. Öncelikle gecikme için özür dilerim. Biraz işte teknik problemler oldu. Birazdan başlayacağız. Katılımınız için de teşekkür ediyorum. Ben Evren Özmen. Tanıyanlar vardır, tanımayan arkadaşlar var. Mark, are you okay?
Yeah, clear.
Yani sunumu kısmen Türkçe, kısmen İngilizce yapacağız ama lütfen sorularınız olursa da şey yapın, sorularınızı da iletebilirsiniz. First of all, hello everyone. For the sake of the time, we can kick off the meeting. I want to introduce you to Mr. Mark and Mr. Rukila. Our topic is today Spain digital nomad and residency issues. I hand over the meeting to you, Mark.
Hi. Hi to everyone. We will try to do the meeting in two ways, in English and Turkish. That's why Ronnie, my partner, is also here in the meeting. So we will try to go point by point. We've prepared a presentation. It's in Turkish that Mr. Rukila will be showing it. I don't know if you are able to see it because I'm not able to see it. I don't
Let
know.
me share it right now. Hi to everyone. Merhabalar herkese.
Okay, so the idea is we will be explaining several different types of ways to obtain residence permit and start business in Spain in a quick way. Okay, if there's any questions, just let me know. We'll just only try to speak about digital nomad, intercompany and self-employed, how to open a limited company in Spain, how to invest more or less from Turkey, and the tax regime. If there's anything else required, or you can just contact us by here the chat, or I don't know, through your email. We'll try to answer all the questions. Of course, if there's like too many, we will not be able to answer them, but let's see if we can try to manage it. Okay. Ronnie, of course, if the questions are in Turkish, I will need some help.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Turkish is not as fluent as my English. Sorry for that.
Yeah. If you're ready, Mark, just let me know. I'm gonna start the slides.
Okay, maybe you could do like a quick translation of the introduction I've just made, so everybody knows where we are going.
Mark'ın da dediği gibi işte size 4 farklı oturum türüyle, İspanya'daki oturum türlerinden bahsedeceğiz. Onun dışında buradaki vergilendirme sistemiyle ve burada özel olan Beckham Kanunu vergilendirme sisteminden biraz bahsedeceğiz. Ve neden İspanya? Ondan biraz bahsedeceğiz.
Okay, we are a law firm based in Spain. Have two offices, one in Barcelona and one in Madrid. And we're trying to manage all different type of migration and corporate business migration into Spain. And we've started working for the last 6 months. with our new Turkish partners that they were the ones who are organizing all this stuff. So thank you for all your job. Let's hope we can keep working together. Ryan, you translate that?
Yeah, of course. Bir avukatlık, göçmenlik üzerine bir avukatlık şirketiyiz ve 2 tane ofisimiz var. Birisi Barcelona'da ve Madrid'de. Daha önce farklı partnerlerle çalıştık. Bunlar için kendilerine teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu tür görüşmeler hazırlamışlardı bizim için. Şimdi buradayız.
Okay, so if there's no any further question, we should just start. Yes, that's okay?
Yes.
Okay, super. I don't know if Ronnie, if you could be checking more or less if they're doing any type of questions. Yes?
Let me check it.
I've seen that there's several people that they're doing questions. If you just can take note of it, because then at the end we can maybe answer to all of them, or maybe all of, well, I don't know if all of them, but let's try it. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. Let's start by the Digital Nomad Visa. Of course, Digital Nomad Visa, it's let's say worldwide known. It's like a proper option for these people that they are working remotely. First of all, when the program started, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, was mainly focused in IT sector. Right now, this restriction has disappeared. More or less, everyone that can prove that he or she's working remotely can apply for it. It's a good permit. Yeah, it's a good permit. And there's several different type of profiles. For example, like the 3 main profiles should be freelancers, remote employees, this means people that they are working as employees and they're working remotely, or business owners. It should be like the 3 basic categories. Of course, depending on the amount of income, you can include more or less family members. There's a minimum amount of 2,600 euros per applicant. This means this is the main applicant. Then you need to add an extra cost or an extra, let's say, proving income of 50% for these amounts. And that's mandatory to apply for it, okay? So this type of amounts can be proved for using invoices, pay slips, or bank extract. These amounts need to be proved for the last 3 months previously you apply for the residence. For example, if you've been working remotely for, I don't know, a Dubai company for 6 months, you stop 1 month and then you try to apply, this will be rejected. So the 3 last months are the 3 documents that they will be checked, okay? And that's important. It is literally the same for self-employed, business owners, or freelance. It's literally the same. Good, the bad things about Digital Nomad. Digital Nomad program in Spain is working great, I could say, better than in other countries, or for example, in Portugal that we know it also, there's like bigger delays there. Generally, it's a 3-year permit. Let's start by the beginning. Digital Nomad, it's a residence permit that can be applied in 2 different ways. One is from Turkey in this particular situation, or from Spain, okay? Depending if you're applying from Turkey or in Spain, you obtain a visa or a residence permit. The main difference between visa and residence permit is that visa cannot be extended. It's for 1 year, and then you will need to apply for the residence permit. And the residence permit is for 3 years straight away. The point is to apply for the residence permit, you need to be physically in Spain with a Schengen visa, for example, or with a Digital Nomad visa. It's not important if the Digital Nomad visa or the Schengen visa is from Spain, it could be Portugal, Greece, whatever, as far as you're physically in Spain for the application. Ronnie, can you translate that, please?
Yeah, all the things that you just said, it's on the screen actually.
Okay, sorry, because I cannot see it. Okay, super. Yeah. So the idea should be the following. You can apply from Spain while your Schengen visa is valid. This means the last day of your Schengen visa or from your green passport 90 days, it's more than enough for the application. Doesn't matter if the 10 or 20 working days that it takes to take a decision means a legal overstay in Spain. That's not important as far as the application is that in the correct days. So you should focus in that. By the way, from the documents, the economic means we already speak about. Always is the same amount, 2,600 per main applicant plus family members. This could be a husband, wife, daughter, son, or whatever. If you're trying to bring with you, for example, your parents, you need to prove an extra economic dependence. That's not easy, and it's not like really recommendable, okay? But it's also possible, but it's really hard to obtain. The 3 years permit allows you to work remotely from Spain. This means you are not allowed to work for any Spanish company with one exception. that if this income it's less than 25%. I'll give you an example. You're receiving an income from Turkey from 3,000 euros. You could work, for example, for 200 euros in a Spanish company. Yes, as contractor, self-employed, not as employee. Okay, that's important you understand. So legally, or let's say from a material point of view, generally all the people that they are working remotely, they are not working for local companies because formally it's not allowed it, and having an income less than 25%, it's not also so easy. So it just it's not possible. So if you're applying or looking to live in Spain in a long-term perspective, digital nomad, maybe it's not the best option. It could be the fastest option to move into Spain, but maybe not the best option. After 3 years being gone through, you need to extend that residence, okay? To extend that residence, you need to prove, of course, that you've been keep working and in the same economic conditions from the application date. This means that if you've been working for a Turkish company remotely for the last 1 year, at the end of the visa, the residence permit, after 3 years, you will need to prove that you've been working for that company for these 3 years. If you change the company, you need to change the Spanish, you need to communicate to the Spanish government that you've already changed that. Okay, and you need to prove that this company keeps the same requirements for the digital nomad as the previous company. Yes, Ronnie?
Let me translate that because
Okay.
this one we don't have it on the screen.
Okay, no problem.
Eğer ilk aldığınız dijital nomad vizesi ile geldiğiniz zaman buraya çalışmış olduğunuz şirket değişirse bunu buradaki polis ofisine bildirmeniz gerekiyor. Tekrardan yeni bir oturum alabilmek için bunun güncellenmesi gerekiyor. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, quick summary. Digital nomad visa, you can apply for it as far as you're self-employed business owner or remote employee. You've been working minimum 3 months for the company, yeah, for that company, and by the other way around, yes, you need to prove that this company has been incorporated for more than 1 year. You're able to move with your family members straight away as far as the economic requirements are okay, and it's for 3 years plus 2 years the extension. So you obtain straight away the permanent residence after 5 years. Okay, that's like a quick summary. I'm just doing like a quick summary because we have not plenty of time, and I've seen that there's several questions, so I will need some time to answer all the questions. Other options. Self-employed permit. Self-employed permit, it takes a bit longer. It's taking a month and a half, 2 months from Turkey, from Istanbul. In this type of permit, there's no minimum amount required. This means that you can just move with, for example, a formal income of 1,000 euros per month as self-employed from Turkey. So the minimum amount is not needed. Of course, that's a pro, but there are cons. Cons, for example, is that you cannot move straight away with your family members. You need to apply for several other permits for the family members, such as maybe student visas, self-employed, etc. Self-employed and non-lucrative, or maybe a self-employed if your partner is also working with you. It's not a straightaway business that you can visa that you can move with your family. It takes a bit longer, but has a good thing that is also for 5 years straight away, so it's easy to extend it. Then that's good, and that you don't need to meet the requirements, economic requirements, in the last 3 months or in the current months. So you can just move, for example, proving that you have 10,000 euros and saving, which for people who are self-employed, it's better than trying to apply for a digital nomad visa. So depending on your personal circumstances, it could make really sense for you applying for the self-employed instead of the digital nomad. Ronnie, do you think that's clear enough?
Yes.
Okay, good. By the way around, you need to understand that let me check, because I think you are not in the... Okay, you are seeing both of them? You're seeing the self-employed, right?
Yeah, now it's intercompany. I changed it because
Okay,
you told everything for the
Okay,
self-employed.
so try to compare both permits. Digital nomad, 3 years straight away, economic means, family, and a quick application process, 20 working days as far as you are in Spain. But you need a Schengen visa, which is a really problem right now in Istanbul, in the visa center in Istanbul. By the other way around, we have the self-employed permit that is for 1 year. We extend it for 4 years. There's no minimum economic requirement. You don't need to prove the 3 months payslip or 3 months business relation with your employer. Yes, but you cannot move with your family members. For this type of permit or visa, you don't need appointment in the visa center. So currently it's working great in Istanbul. And we are doing lots of applications with really successful rates because there's no problem for that because you do that straight away in the consulate. So it's a good option, okay? There's pros and cons for each of one, depending on your personal situation. By the other way around, we have the intercompany visa. Intercompany visa is not as common as self-employed or as digital nomad, but it's interesting to these people who own a business, currently a business in Turkey. We understand a business is a limited company, okay? If there's no limited company, we cannot do it. Intercompany, let's say it's a type of business that I'm saying that this is not correct, Ronnie. The amount in the intercompany income is not correct. Okay. Yeah. It's the main perspective here is that we have a company in Turkey, a limited company in Turkey, and we are looking to expand our business in Spain. Doesn't matter if you are really trying to do business in Spain or not. The good thing about the intercompany is it's like a middle way between self-employed and digital nomad. And I will try to explain myself in a bit clearer. Intercompany needs you to incorporate or a rep office or a limited company or a branch or a subsidiary in Spain. So this is an extra expense for sure. But the good thing about intercompany, it is also a fast track. Yes, it takes also 20 working days as digital nomad, is as fast as digital nomad or maybe a bit faster. You can include your family members there, yes, and you don't need to prove economic dependence with your company. You need to prove that you are the owner of the company or that you are an employee of that company, but there's not a minimum salary. So as far as you can prove that you are the shareholder, you are a CEO, you are a manager of the company, for the last 3 months, any type of link in between you and the company, it's enough to apply for the intercompany permit in Spain. This permit will allow you to move with your family, wife, husband, sons, daughters, whatever. They will also obtain the 3 years permit that they can extend it up until 5, and they will have local work permit in Spain without restrictions. Intercompany permit has no restrictions. This means that you can work as main applicant with Spanish companies or for your Turkish company. So it's a good alternative to a digital nomad or a self-employed if you're moving with families, okay? The good thing about intercompany, same as digital nomad, is that you can apply it from Spain or from the consulate. It's literally the same. The good thing in comparison of the intercompany with the digital nomad process is that if you apply from Spain, you don't need a visa, of course, because you're already here in a legal situation. But if you're applying from Turkey, the visa, let's say the visa process is not handled by the visa center in Istanbul. It's managed from Spain. This means that there's an authorization, a legal authorization from the Spanish government that is giving you a 3 years permit that is sent to the visa center so they can give you the visa straight away, avoiding delays and problems with the visa center in Istanbul, for example. So formally, it's like your branch or your subsidiary or your representative office in Spain who is trying to do any sponsorship for a Turkish employee or owner of their own company. This structure, which is maybe it's a bit confusing, is one of let's say the safest for everyone, as far as the company is incorporated in Turkey. If there's no company in Turkey, it doesn't work straight away. Okay, so it's mandatory to have this legal corporate structure between both countries. You think that's clear also?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. If they have a question, then we can answer it if there are any questions.
There are some questions in chat session, I think, Rukila.
Let's see.
But at the end of the webinar,
yeah, I can see here a lot. Yeah, let's
do it. I'm seeing the question. That's why I'm trying to go fast so we can have time to answer everyone, because I think there are several questions that it's interesting to answer. So I will try to finish and give like an overview, and then we'll start answering questions. Okay. So for the intercompany, what is really needed, is to try to incorporate a legal structure in Spain. We have, let's say, 4 legal structures that are really useful for intercompany. Okay. First of all, of course, limited company. Establishing a limited company in Spain it takes generally like 30 days. It's not a quick thing to do. Of course, there's accounting expenses, there's payroll, there's bookkeeping. And if you're not really doing business in Spain, it really makes no sense, okay? Because there's legal obligation. In fact, Spanish authorities can close down limited companies in Spain if they're not handling a proper activity. So limited company, it's only if you're really looking to open a business in Spain. And we can open the limited company in Spain, make let's say a commercial agreement with the Turkish company, yeah, and that will allow you to apply for the intercompany permit for you and your family members. Other options that they are cheaper and that also allow you to apply for this permit. Subsidiaries and branch. Subsidiaries and branch, both of them are legal structures linked to your home country, to Turkey, that allow you to make business in Spain and apply for the permits. The point is, branch has the same obligations as limited company, expenses in accounting, bookkeeping, and all that stuff. Subsidiaries, the good thing is that all the accounting is done in Turkey in this situation. So it could really make sense to you to use this structure if you are not really, if you don't really know if you will be doing business in Spain. By the other way around, there's another legal structure that we use frequently, that is a rep office. The representative office is a Spanish legal structure that allows you to register your Turkish company in Spain and allows you to do like business study market. This means that formally this company has no activity in Spain, has no taxation, has no social security, nothing at all, but can hire local employees. This means that you can apply for the intercompany permit using this structure with no extra expenses. The only expense that you should take into consideration here is the monthly payroll, which is much lower than accounting, bookkeeping, and filing. Okay. The only cons of this type of legal structure is that you cannot do business in Spain. It's only a commercial office. This means that at some point, if you start doing business with your Turkish company in Spain, you will need to switch it to a proper company. If not, Spanish tax authority can close you down the rep office, can make you open a limited company and be taxed by all the income. So if your idea is not clear right now, do a rep office. Quick, easy, and cheaper. But as soon as your business starts growing, you should change it or switch it to a limited or a subsidiary or a branch, so you're able to invoice your clients straight away, keep your activity in Spain, so there's no problem with the tax authority, and keep your permits alive. Okay, so any of these four business structures work great with the intercompany. You just need to try to adapt each other or each legal figure to each personal situation. Finally, related with all that stuff, it comes to taxation. Okay, taxation in Spain is related to where you're physically living. Okay, in Spain, there's two laws that they really, let's say, it really explains you where you start to be taxed in Spain. Physically, if you're living in Spain for more than 183 days, yeah, you should be being a tax resident in Spain, and you should be paying for all your international assets. If you're staying less than 183 days, you can be also a tax resident in Spain if you have, let's say, an economic interest in Spain. For example, your family is living here in Spain, your kids are going to school, or I don't know, your main company is in Spain and your Turkish company is a branch. This means that the Spanish authority, without you being living in Spain for more than 183 days, can consider that you're a tax resident in Spain. Taxation in Spain is higher than in Turkey. That I think is also commonly known. And people, of course, try to reduce their taxation as much as they can inside the legality. Okay, so here in Spain was approved the Beckham law, Beckham regime, that it was a way to reduce the taxation. This means that when you obtain your permits and you set up your legal structure in Spain, you're able to move into Spain. Once you move to Spain, you have 6 months to be able to apply for the Beckham regime or the Beckham law. That is the one who allows you to reduce your taxation up to 24% flat rate for the income received in Spain. All the income received outside of Spain, it's not taxed in Spain. This is only valid for 5 years and can be added one more extra depending when you're applying for. So it's not like a tax protection or a tax shelter that's valid only for 5 years for you and your family members. But this tax protection is not for everyone. Tax protection is based on several figures. For example, if you're going back to the digital nomad applications, we were explaining that you can be three different types of digital nomad: self-employed, self-employed, remote employees, and business owners. Business owners and self-employed cannot apply for the Beckham regime. Only remote employees. Okay. By that one round, if we go to the self-employed permit, if you open a limited company in Spain and you are formally the manager using the self-employed permit, you are able also to apply for the Beckham law. But to do that means you need to incorporate a company and you need to start your business. So there are several ways of applying for the Beckham law, the Beckham regime, but you need to focus in which is your personal situation and you cannot change that. So you need to understand, if you want to apply for this regime, that your permits need to be adapted previously to this regime. So I give you a typical example. I'm a contractor. Yes, so I'm like a freelance. I want to apply for the digital nomad, but I cannot apply to the Beckham regime. What legal structures could I do? For example, I can incorporate a company in Turkey. Yes, incorporate then a rep office here in Spain of this limited company. Yes, and I could be able to apply for the Beckham regime as employee of the legal structure in Spain. So there's also ways to obtain this type of Beckham regime without, let's say, fully meeting the requirements straight away. The point is if it's worth it or not to have let's say, a corporate structure to be able to apply for it. That's something that needs to be understood in the amount of savings that you could be receiving with this regime. Could you explain that in Turkish, Ronnie? I think it makes easier.
The last one you said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mark'ın demek istediği her buraya yerleşen, her yerleşim vize türüyle bu Beckham kanunundan yararlanamıyorsunuz. Uzaktan çalışan olmanız gerekiyor ya da onun dışında biraz daha uzun bir yol alan burada Türkiye'de bir şirket kurmanız ve burada o şirketin bir ofisini açmanız gerekiyor. O şekilde bu kanundan yararlanabiliyorsunuz. Bu biraz daha uzun aslında anlatmam gereken bir şey. O yüzden burada kısaca bu şekilde anlatabilirim. Ama onun dışında daha sonrasında bir sorunuz olursa daha açıklayıcı bir şekilde anlatabiliriz. Yes.
Okay, so the point is, I give you like a 30-minute summary of the most common permits that you can use to move in Spain straight away, keeping your, let's say, your professional activity in Turkey or, I don't know, remotely in internet, whatever, and be able to apply to different type of tax reduction structures. Okay, of course, depending on each situation, it will make sense going one way or another one. But what is really clear is that all these permits who work quick, fast, and great. The one that takes more time is the self-employed for a maximum of 2 months. The other ones, it takes 20 days, 20 working days if you're in Spain, and if not, you need to add 2 more weeks if you are in Turkey. So before taking a decision, it's important to think about the tax consequences, because we've been seeing lots of Turkish people coming to Barcelona or Madrid, and they have already applied for several permits, and then we cannot change that. And they will be taxed here then afterwards. So before taking a decision in which type of visa it's easier for me, for example, non-lucrative, that's a common thing. Turkish citizens, we've been doing it to move to Spain. They apply to a non-lucrative visa, then they work remotely from Spain without declaring that, and then there's a problem with tax inspections here locally. So before doing any type of movement, it's important to think about the tax consequences related to that. And in Spain, there's like 80 different types of permits. There's lots of options. Just taking the first one, it's not the easiest way generally. So you need to take your time, think about it, because in Spain, it's really a good place to come because there's lots of options from a legal perspective, from visa perspective, from business perspective, and from taxation. So try to avoid rushing and trying to apply for non-profit visas or digital nomad visas, because sometimes it's not worth it at all. And you need to think about before doing. What else? Ronnie, you want to explain the last?
Yes.
And then we start answering all the questions, because I've seen there's plenty of questions here, so we'll take some time.
En son Mark'ın demek istediği belirli bir oturum başvurusunda bulunmadan önce biraz iyice bunu düşünüp vergilendirmeyle ilgili bunu bir iyice düşünüp ona göre bir karar vermeniz. Bu biraz daha detaylı anlatılabilecek bir konu. No lukratif dediği vize de kar amacı gütmeyen bir vize. Burada çalışmanıza izin vermiyor. Sadece oturup gelirinizi burada harcamanızı sağlayan bir vize türü. Onda da vergilendirme çok yüksek olabiliyor. O yüzden Mark'ın da dediği gibi bir karar vermeden önce iyice bir düşünülmesi gerekiyor. Hangi tür bir oturum sizin için daha uygun olabilir diye. Çünkü vergilendirme konusunda birçok insan Türkiye'den buraya Barcelona'ya geliyor ve karşılarında bu Beckham yasasıyla ilgili onlara aldıkları oturumla ilgili burada Beckham yasasının uymadığını görüp çok fazla hayal kırıklığına uğrayabiliyorlar. O yüzden bunu iyice bir düşünmeniz gerekiyor. İspanya'da 18 ayrı oturum türü var. O yüzden çok fazla imkan var bu konuda. Yes, we can continue.
Okay. No. The point is, I think I gave enough information, like all the minimum information. But there's lots of questions that maybe we should be answering. Okay, because it will
Yes.
generate some more questions, and it's important to go point by point. Should I start by Emre? That it was sent it like 15 minutes ago, or you're checking that?
Let me check it.
Hello. What does monthly 2,646? It's the monthly income main applicant. Okay, that's the income for not for each family member, only for the main applicant. Any extra family member, you need to add 50%. Okay. If I apply in Spain, I get 3 years. Do I need to be okay? That's a good point. The minimum stay in Spain. The minimum stay in Spain 6 months ago or 5 months ago, it was 6 months. Okay, so this was right. But this law was canceled. This law was canceled 5 months ago due to a new legal decision of our Supreme Court in Spain. So right now, the only minimum stay in Spain for permits, temporal permits, is 1 day per year. Okay, but listen to me. It's important to clarify this. If you're planning to extend your permits or applying for a permanent resident, yes, it's important that you don't leave Spain more than 3 months per year. Could you explain that in Turkish? Because I think that's a bit difficult.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, should I translate all the questions or
I
is it-
think maybe yes. No?
Yep. 6 ay önce bu ülkede kalma günü sayısı vardı, bir mecburiyet vardı ama şu anda bir gün yeterli olabiliyor. Yıl içerisinde, bir yıl içerisinde 365 gün içinde bir gün ülkede kalmanız yeterli oluyor.
Okay, next question. If I have, can the co-applicant family member working in a Spanish company? Yes. The point is, if you're applying for digital nomad or for intercompany, co-applicant can work for a Spanish company. And if you're applying for intercompany, the main applicant also can work for a Spanish company without restriction. The only one that has a legal restriction to work with Spanish company is digital nomad visa. That's the only one.
Başvuru sahibinin aile bireyleri ülkede çalışma iznine sahip oluyor. Sadece dijital göçebe vize oturum türünde ülkede çalışma ile ilgili bir sınırlama var.
Okay, next question from Serdar. What if we have a contract with a Spanish company? Is this causing problem for a digital nomad? Yes. The point is, by law, you cannot receive more than 25% of your income from a Spanish company. This means that if you are proving, for example, that you're receiving your 75% income from a Turkish company, you can work for a Spanish company, but not more than 25% of your income. If you're receiving more than 25% of that income, your digital nomad visa will be canceled.
Gelirinizin %75'ini Türkiye'den elde ediyorsanız İspanya'da %25'ini elde edebilirsiniz. Ancak 25'in üzerine çıkarsa gelirinizin İspanya üzerinden o zaman oturumunuz iptal ediliyor.
Okay. Next one, Kubuk. Sorry if I really say I cannot really pronounce your names. Sorry for that. Is it possible to extend the visa for divorce spouse in case of shared custody of a child? No. No, that's not accepted. If there's a shared custody of a child, you can apply for another permit, but not for, let's say, for a co-applicant. Okay.
Evet, bu sorunuza cevaben hayır.
Permit as father, for example, proving that you have a shared custody. Okay. But that's a completely different permit and depends on the age, depend on the agreement, depend on the citizenship of the kid. So it's not so easy, but you cannot include it in your applications. Of course, you can include it in your applications, yeah, if you don't say that you are divorced. If you can prove that that's your son or your daughter and you don't say that you are divorced, then yes, you can include it. But as far as you say that you are divorced, you cannot do it.
Boşanmadığınızı söylemediğiniz sürece oturumunuza devam edebiliyorsunuz, ancak söylerseniz edemiyorsunuz. Onun dışında e, kişiden kişiye değişiyor. Aile durumunuza, çocuğun vatandaşlığına bağlı olabiliyor bu oturum türü. O biraz daha ayrıntılı incelenmesi gerekiyor veya sorunuz biraz daha ayrıntılı konuşulması gerekiyor. Yes.
Okay, Nihan, can social media content creators or YouTubers apply for digital nomad visa? Yes and no. I will try to explain myself and I will try to explain our own experience with YouTubers. Formally, when you are a YouTuber, yeah, your income is not related to individual companies. Okay, this means that it's really hard to prove that you've been receiving your 2,400 euros, for example, for a main applicant company. Okay, so it's really hard for YouTubers or people who work in social media to obtain digital nomad visa. What they can do is apply for audiovisual visa. That's a completely different type of visa. Okay, I will just give you also some information about it so you can keep that in mind. Audiovisual visa is a residence permit that can be obtained also from Turkey or from Spain. It's based in the same law as a digital nomad or intercompany visa. You can include also your family members straight away. And you need to prove your profile, your CV, your experience in the sector minimum for 3 years as social media creators, yes? And you need to prove any type of link with the Spanish economy. So, for example, you will need to make some type of commercial agreement or some type of, I don't know, job contract or joint venture with any type of other YouTuber, for example, in Spain, or companies related to social content that will allow you to obtain the permit in Spain. This permit, it's not 3 years straight away. It's related to your project that you want to develop in Spain. For example, if you want to develop a project of media content, I don't know, in the Pyrenees, here in the border with France, for 5 years, you will obtain a 5-year permit. If it only will take 2 months, you will obtain a 2-month permit. So it's linked to the content that you will be creating. Okay? Ronnie, your time.
Yeah. Hayır, YouTuber olarak bu vizeye başvuramıyorsunuz, ancak ona yakın bir vize türü var. Audio visual diye bir vize türü var, oturum türü var. Bu da bunun içinde bir iş planı, bir proje hazırlamanız gerekiyor. O projede ne kadar süre ise ona göre o kadar uzunlukta da bir oturum veriliyor size. 5 yıllık bir proje ise 5 yıllık oturum veriliyor. 2 aylıksa 2 aylık.
Okay, Erkan's question. I think that's a common question. If I pay my taxes in Turkey, do I need to pay taxes in Spain as well? Okay, good and bad things. Depend where you're living. I give you an example. If you're a tax resident in Turkey, you need to keep your taxes in Turkey. And in Spain, you will need to file your taxes. And because there's a double taxation agreement with Turkey, you will not pay taxes in Spain. But if you're a Spanish tax resident, you will need to do it the other way around. You will file your taxes in Spain. And once you pay your taxes in Spain, you will file the tax return in Turkey. Okay, but there's a double taxation agreement with Turkey, so you will not be paying double taxes. But of course, you will need to file 2 double taxes, but you will not pay extra for that. Okay.
Türkiye ile İspanya arasında vergi anlaşması olduğu için her iki ülkeden bir tanesinde ödeme yapıyorsanız bu tarafta ödeme yapmıyorsunuz. Yaptığınız takdirde de bunu Türkiye'den geri vergi iadesi olarak alıyorsunuz.
Okay, Batuhan, how does the application process work? When I meet a Spanish immigration lawyer around March 2024, he told me that the process was low at the Spanish consulate in Turkey and that if we had a Schengen coming to Spain and applying would speed up the process. Yes, it's still the case. The visa center in Istanbul, the Spanish visa center in Istanbul, is not currently working really great. Okay, so if you can avoid going there, great, 100%.
Evet, Türkiye'deki vize merkezi pek iyi çalışmıyor. Eğer oraya gitmeye sakınırsanız iyi olur. Sizin için çalışır durumda olur.
Okay, Serdar, does the intercompany visa applicable to personal companies in Turkey? As far as as far as they are limited companies, yes.
Limited şirketi ise evet.
That's it. Well, quick translation. Okay. Atakan. Hello, what happens when a remote company ends our contract when you are in Spain besides by monthly income? We're talking about gross amounts. Yes, we're talking about gross amounts. Yes, exactly. What happens if your remote company ends? That you're not able to extend that permit. You will need to reapply for a new permit. I will try to give you like a proper example. If you have a 3 years permit, you started in 2022, and you're fired before the extension period, you keep that residence permit, but you will not be able to extend it. You will need to reapply to a new permit, okay, linked to the new, for example, employer. You can reapply for the permit as far as your current permit is still valid. Once this permit expires, you are not able to reapply. You are only able to extend. An extension means that you need to prove that you are still working with a remote company.
Evet, brüt gelir olarak hesaplanıyor. Şirketiniz kapanırsa da oturumumuz iptal ediliyor. Ama Mark'ın verdiği örneği tam olarak anlayamadım. Mark, can you come again about the example because I didn't understand.
Yeah, sure. For example, when you obtain a digital nomad visa for 3 years, yes, let's say that after 1 year the company fires you. You keep that digital nomad permit until the end of the let's say of the validity. For example, if it
Yeah.
expires in 2025, you keep that permit, but you are not able to extend it. So you need to reapply before 2025, before it expires, for a new permit with a new company.
Yes. Aldığınız dijital göçebe, örnek olarak dijital göçebe üzerinden aldığınız oturum 3 yıllık verildiği zaman 1 yıl sonra şirketiniz tarafından örneğin kovuldunuz. Bu oturum vizesini yenilemenize hemen gerek yok. 3 yıl sonra tekrardan farklı bir şirket üzerinden yenileme yapabilirsiniz ama o oturum vizesi de bitmeden 1 yıl önce tekrar yeni bir başvuru yapmanız gerekecek farklı bir şirket üzerinden.
Okay, other question is in Turkish straight away, so I need you to translate it for me.
Let me try that. I never done this before.
I can translate it to you. If you have both LLC and individual company, which type of the visa is best?
So if this sir has a limited company, right?
Yes.
Okay, the main question is this company will be his main goal is let's say generating business in Spain or not? That should be the first question. If it's not, if he's not planning to open let's say to generate economic business in Spain, I would do a rep office on intercompany as far as the digital nomad requirements are not met. If he's planning to open a business in Spain, I would establish a limited company in Spain or a branch, and then maybe an intercompany permit straight away also, depending on the amount of income he's receiving. By the way around, if he's receiving like a huge amount of money and he's planning not to open a business in Spain, yes, maybe what we could do is hire her wife for 3 months and apply for a digital nomad visa for her wife. He will come as co-applicant and he will reduce his taxation. So there's ways of doing it, but all depend on the amount of money and their business perspective. Ronnie, translate that, please.
I thought Evan will translate it.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah,
Let me try. To be honest, I didn't understood because I didn't listen.
Okay, the point is, if this guy, Oktar, or woman, has a limited company and is generating a big income, for example, it will make sense for him or for her hiring, for example, her partner here in Turkey, and then apply for digital nomad as main applicant, for example, for their employee, not as business owner.
Yeah.
To avoid taxation in that sense.
Eğer iyi bir geliri varsa limited şirketinizin bunun üzerinden eşinizi çalışan olarak gösterip o şekilde dijital göçebe vizesine başvurabiliriz. Bu şekilde de siz kendiniz aile bireyi olarak oturuma başvurabiliyorsunuz. En sonunda da ikinizde de oturum çıkmış oluyor.
Erkan, if I open a bank account in Spain and get some payment there, but become a tax resident in Turkey, does Spain ask for paying taxes for them? No, for example, but let's say Erkan is opening a personal bank account. I understand, not a company bank account, a personal bank account that he's receiving some income. The point is, where this income come from? I give you an example. If he's living formally in Turkey and is receiving an income related to a job he's done remotely from Turkey, it's not taxed in Spain. Okay, but if he physically is in Spain in that period where he received the income, it will be taxed. It will be taxed as resident or as non-resident. But generally, if he's living in Turkey and he's a tax resident in Turkey, it shouldn't be taxed as resident. It should be taxed as economic activity of non-resident. Okay.
Eğer Türkiye'de vergilendiriliyorsanız ve buradaki açtığınız banka hesabına eğer gelir olarak geliyorsa gelen para bu şekilde evet burada da vergi ödemeniz gerekiyor. Ama eğer Türkiye'de vergi ödüyorsanız hayır gerekmiyor.
Okay. Thanks for organizing this. If one stays more than 100 days in Spain and then taxes based in Spain, it is possible to invoice from Turkish company from Spain working as a freelancer in Spain or any other terms that you pay taxes to it. Okay. The point is, if you're a digital nomad, you're not able to do that. As freelancer, you're not able, if you're generating invoices to a Turkish company, you're not able to minimize your tax, 100%. Okay. The only way of doing that is or being an employee, a remote employee from a, let's say, labor perspective, or managing any type of business structure, legal business structure in Spain. There's no other options. Okay. What are the requirements for renewing a digital nomad visa? The same ones as the main application. You need to prove that you've been working for that period of the 3 years period with the same company, receiving the same type of income or more. And that's all. So it should be like the same basic documents.
I didn't understood this question. Could you please Enver?
The first one of the freelancer. Yes.
Yeah.
The point is, if you want to reduce to minimize your taxation in Spain, you cannot be a freelancer. Freelancer has no tax protection at all. The only way to obtain tax protection or vacant regime is or owning a limited or a branch or a subsidiary in Spain, a proper corporate business in Spain, or being a remote employee. That's all.
Beckham kanundan yararlanabilmeniz için freelance olarak yararlanamıyorsunuz. Yararlanabilmek için sadece burada bir şirketinizin olması gerekiyor ya da uzaktan çalışan olmanız gerekiyor.
Okay, the next question is in Turkish. Emre.
Aile için ne kadar ücret?
Is there any calculation
Yes.
for the family members about the digital
Income.
nomad
Yes.
income?
Yes,
Yeah.
what I can do is when I share this presentation, I can include there. Ronnie, take a note on this, and we will include that calculation for all family
Yes.
members. Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. Digital nomad is for remote workers, so we will be earning in France. Probably no earning from Spain, so 24% is said to be from earning from Spain. Okay, this doesn't this mean no at all. Formally, let's try to understand this. Formally, digital nomads for remote workers is that they're in Spain. So if you're physically in Spain, you'll be taxed 24% in Spain. Doesn't matter if you are receiving the money in a foreign currency. That's not relevant at all. And it is not relevant is the amount of money it comes from Dubai to Turkey. You'll be taxed in Spain for the 24% because the employee is in Spain. That's why.
Evet,
So,
çalışan
there's your
olarak
taxation.
İspanya'da uzaktan çalışan olarak yaşayacağınız için burada bu %24 vergi ödemeniz gerekecek. Dubai'den Türkiye'ye nasıl geliyorsa Dubai'den de buraya geliyor. Burada vergi ödemesini yapıyorsunuz.
Okay, Ayub, as a contractor who works remotely for a customer outside of Spain. Okay, if we apply for digital nomad visa and we apply for the Beckham law, okay, it's literally the same. Listen to me, as contractor, you cannot apply for the Beckham law. Forget about it. Okay, that's not possible. And by the one round, you will be paying the taxes because formally, when you apply for the digital nomad, you're saying to the government the amount of money you're receiving monthly. So they will be taxed you for that. Doesn't matter if the money never arrives to Spain. You will be taxed 24% straight away.
Anlaşmalı olarak bu kanundan yararlanamıyorsunuz çünkü anlaşmalı olarak buraya yerleşeceğiniz zaman yıllık gelirinizi beyan ediyorsunuz. Bu şekilde sizden her ay otomatik olarak geliriniz olsun olmasın beyan ettiğiniz gelire göre bir vergilendirme çıkarıyorlar.
Okay, next, how long should we stay in Spain for a digital nomad visa? Can we stay in 3 months? Yes, right now, yes.
Şu anda evet bunu yapabilirsiniz.
Okay, I would like to inquire about your service fee for residence application process and the best way to commute with your company. That will be managed by our partners in Turkey, don't worry. We'll include all contact with them.
Türkiye'deki
Actually, I am not in Turkey, by the way. I live in Malta.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I
okay.
will send you that, no problem.
Okay.
Because depend on the amount of documents, depend on the amount of application, whatever. So that's
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Oktar, how long does it take for application from Turkey? Depending on the permit. The permit, for example, for a self-employed is 1 month and a half, 2. For digital nomad, including the visa center delay, it could be a month and a half. Okay, and it could be a bit longer if there's no available appointments like such this summer. Okay.
Farklılık gösteriyor vize oturum başvurularına göre. 1,5 ile 2 ay içinde sonuçlanıyor genelde. Ancak geçtiğimiz yaz randevu almakla ilgili bir sıkıntılar vardı. O yüzden daha uzun sürdü.
Okay, next question. What are the official documents required to prove that we are a remote worker for a company to benefit Beckham law? I'm a remote employee of the US company, so okay, I understand the problem. But because of US law, exactly, you can only be an independent contractor. I understand that. Okay, formally, you cannot apply for the Beckham regime. There's only one exception for that particular situation that we should speak, or you should speak with your employers. We should register that US company here in Spain as non-resident, and you should have a local payroll. If you're able to do that legally, of course, we are able to do that. But your US company agrees on doing that, you will be able to apply for the Beckham law. But there's also an important con that you will pay in the social security in Spain. That generally, for let's say a 3,000 euro salary, should be related to 700, 800 euros monthly in social security. Because I don't know your US employer's company, but nearly I can guarantee you that 100% of our US companies, they don't want to pay the social security in Spain, and they don't want to register in Spain to avoid any type of risk. So if you're able to convince your employer to do that straight away, do it, and you can have a local payroll and apply for the Beckham law. But I think it's unprobable. Okay.
That I didn't understand totally, actually.
Okay, the point is when you
the point is that
in the US, due to the US law, if they are not residents, they cannot be employees. They are always contractors. Okay. The point is, if they are contractors, they cannot apply for a digital nomad. The only way to apply for a Beckham law. The only way to apply for the Beckham law is to convert their situation of contractors to employees here in Spain. So we need to register the US company here in Spain. Yes, and hire them locally with a local payroll. That will allow them to apply for the Beckham law, but they will need to pay the social security in Spain.
Evet. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nde çalıştığınız şirketin burada kayıt yaptırması gerekiyor. Bu şekilde buradan yararlanabilirsiniz. Ama burada da bu sefer sosyal güvenlik sigortanızı ödemeniz gerekecek. Olmayacak bir şey değil ama biraz uğraştıran bir konu.
Okay, is it possible to include a married partner to digital nomad visa? Yes, but we need to prove that formally you're a couple, and in fact, if you're coming to Spain, you can do the local registration as a couple here, and that will be also valid for the application.
Evet, olabilir. Bunun için dijital nomad vizesine başvurduğunuz zaman buraya gelip burada da pareja de hecho diye bir sistem var. Evlilik değil, sadece birlikteliğin kayıt altına alınması. O şekilde olabiliyor.
Can I buy a house with my previous saving using a digital nomad? Yes, you can, and there's no problem after 3 years. No problem at all.
Evet, olabilir ve 3 yıldan sonra da bir problem yok.
If I stay less than 6 months in a year in Spain, do I still need to file my income? Depending in your permit. If you have a digital nomad permit, yes. If you have a non-profit permit, no.
Eğer kar amacı gütmeyen oturuma sahipseniz hayır. Ama dijital göçebe vizesiyle evet.
How many weeks I need to be in Spain to apply for digital nomad visa? 1 day.
Bir gün yeterli.
If someone has a remote company in Estonia, can a digital nomad visa be obtained from Spain? Yes, it can, as self-employed, okay? So you cannot apply for the Beckham regime. Another question, is there's any other option for digital nomad holders to get indefinite residence permit? Yes, there's another option. You can apply for the permanent residence after a year. Yes, of course, you can do that, but there's another option. After the first year of your permit, of any kind of permit in Spain, you can switch it to a local permit. It takes like 8 months. It's not a quick thing to do, but you can change your digital nomad intercompany self-employed permit to any type of local permit here in Spain. not based in, let's say, in international assets, and you're able to keep that permit and then apply for the permanent one. But that's important you understand. To switch digital nomad permit to a local permit, you will need to have a contact or a contract or a commercial agreement with local companies here in Spain.
Sorunuza evet, Estonya ile ilgili evet yapılabilir. Ancak burada yerli bir iş anlaşması yapmanız gerekecek. İkinci sorunuza cevaben.
Yes, that's all? Okay. Thanks for organizing this. Oof, it's been difficult to answer all questions. If one stays more than 183 days in Spain, then taxation is paid in Spain. Yes, it's possible to invoice from your Turkish company from Spain. Yes, working as a freelancer. Yeah, okay. The point is, if you're the owner of the Turkish company and you're invoicing yourself, you're not able to apply for the Beckham regime. That's important, okay?
Let
Could
me
you
answer
answer?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eğer Türkiye'deki şirket kendi adınızaysa ve bunun faturalandırmasını kendiniz yapıyorsanız hayır yapamıyorsunuz. Beckham yasasından yararlanamıyorsunuz. Yes.
How we can minimize tax burden in Spain while paying taxes in Turkey while being a Spanish tax resident? This we could do it using the double taxation agreement. Okay, depending on if you are a contractor, an employee, or you are receiving as dividends. There's ways of doing that. We should work with your accountants in Turkey, and we were able to establish a proper structure. But this is not something quick or easy to do or standard to explain because each personal situation is different.
Evet, bu kişisel bir soru olduğu için biraz daha uzun anlatılması gerektiği için yapılabilir. Ancak şu şekilde Türkiye ile İspanya arasındaki ortak vergilendirme sözleşmesiyle ilgili onun dışında Türkiye'deki muhasebecilerinizle, müşavirlerinizle görüşerek bunu yapabiliriz. Ancak bu daha uzun bir, komplikeli bir soru olduğu için yüz yüze ya da bireysel olarak sizinle görüşmemiz gerekecek.
Okay, continue in Atlas. Based on what you're saying, I can incorporate a company in Spain and do this. Yeah, you can incorporate, as far as you incorporate a company in Spain, you're able to do this, but listen to me, important two things. Company in Spain, you need to need to file all the taxes, all the contents and all that stuff, and need to do a proper business in Spain. If they find out that the company is only like a way of reducing your taxation, can be canceled. So you should focus also, if you're opening a company in Spain, to try to generate some income here in Spain, not only from Turkey. Okay, trying to find one customer, two customers, three customers, whatever in Spain or in the European Union. Okay.
Burada şirket açıp da burada da müşterilerinizin olması gerekecek ve size ödemeler yapılması gerekecek. Faturalandırmanız gerekecek İspanya için. Sadece Türkiye için yaparsanız bu anlaşıldığı takdirde oturumunuz iptal olacaktır ve şirketiniz kapatılacaktır.
You, Patrice, if I can convince my US company to work as an employee of record service, okay, so that I become a local, I can apply for Beckham law, not pay any taxes, but no, it's not correct. You will be paying the social securities and the taxes inside the Beckham law. If you're physically living in Spain, you will be taxed for your employment income. This 24% flat rate, okay? Plus social security, of course. Social security is for the government, it's not taxation. This means, so you cannot avoid that.
Evet, olmuyor. Mark,
yes.
could you please repeat?
Ayub is asking, if I come with my US company to work to become a local employee, perfect. I can apply for Beckham law. Yes, that's true. And not pay any taxes. No, that's not true. They will be paying taxes related to their income because they are living in Spain.
Evet, İspanya'da yaşayacağınız için
Yes, they will be tax resident in Spain.
Burada uzaktan çalışabilirsiniz. Ancak burada İspanya'da oturacağınız için İspanya'ya vergi mükellefi durumuna düşüyorsunuz. O yüzden ödeme yapacaksınız.
No, Samet, if we can benefit from Beckham law, it's not zero. It's 24% flat rate for all professional unemployment income received while let's say the employee is living in Spain. Okay? It's not zero.
Beckham yasası %0 değil, %24 ödüyorsunuz. Fix olarak 5 yıl boyunca.
So if we don't benefit from Beckham law, right? Like what taxations are we going to face in Spain?
Okay, taxation in Spain go up until 49%, depending on your income. For example, if you're receiving a salary, let's say Beckham starts to be interesting over 50,000.
Okay.
Okay, that answers your question?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. I understand that we already answered that. Okay, Batuhan, this will be very informative and useful. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Esat, I need to jump. Okay, Atakan, okay, I'm trying to see my limits a little bit. After receiving a digital nomad, I can travel to Europe. Yes, exactly. You can travel without problem. About where I stay in Spain, do I need to provide a yearly contract government about my apartment? No, not at all. That's not important. So what I'm imagining is, can I rent an apartment for only 1 month every month? Yeah, you can do that. But then listen to me, Atakan. If they found out that you're not living in Spain, you will not be able to apply for the permanent residence. Keep that in mind.
Eğer İspanya'da yaşamadığınızı, kalıcı olarak kalmadığınızı bulurlarsa o zaman kalıcı oturuma başvuramıyorsunuz. Ancak dijital nomad, dijital göçebe vizesini aldığınız zaman bu oturum bütün Schengen ülkelerinde AB içinde geçerli oluyor. 180 gün içinde 3 ay kalıp gelebiliyorsunuz. Hiçbir yere vize başvurusunda bulunmanıza gerek yok.
Okay, I think more or less
Yes.
we are on time. We answered all questions. I think more or less we managed correctly.
Yeah.
Mark, Ronnie, thank you very much. It was
Thank
very
you.
useful, valuable insights about the issue. Thank you very much. We record it.
Okay.
And we'll send the contact details of the Mark and Ronnie to your site. Thank you very much for
but
everything.
Evren, before sending nothing, we will update with the PowerPoint with the questions that they've done us about the amounts, because that was not included there, and we can include that, so everything is clear. And if there's any question, just let me know. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mark.
Teşekkürler.
Thank you.